Good morning. Good morning. All right, good morning and welcome to our Board of Commissioners meeting for Tuesday, July 22nd. We're glad to see all of you today. At this time, I'll call the meeting to order, and we will have our invocation and pledge of allegiance from Reverend Dr. Robert Crawford from Ebenezer United Methodist Church.
Good morning.
Good morning.
And what a joy it has been visiting with you all this morning. I got here about 8 o'clock.
Oh, my.
And I live in Decatur. I wanted to be on time.
You're definitely the early bird.
Let's pray together. Holy God, for the blessings of yesterday, ones that we tend to forget, and for the blessings of this day, and for the blessings that you assure us of in the future, we give you thanks. For this Board of Commissioners and all the leaders who are here today and other representatives, we give you thanks again. For this beautiful world you've given us. What an awesome people we are. And we want you to know, Holy Father, that we know your name, and we pray that you know our names. Be with us this morning as we come together to make decisions for your people, the people that you love. You created marvelously, mended and molded for goodness. We remember our homeless, but we have experienced some hot days, Holy Father, and our hearts goes out to them. May all of us be mindful. You said, birds have nests and foxes have holes, but the Son of Man had nowhere to lay his head. We're mindful of that this morning as we come together to do the work for your people. Bless us and keep us. And we ask this in the powerful name of the resurrected Lord. Amen. Amen. Let us stand together for the Pledge of Allegiance to the flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you so much. At this time, we have some special recognitions and presentations. We're going to start first with our budget expenditure analysis.
All right. Good morning, Madam Chair and Commissioners. So while Public Relations is pulling up, there we go. What you see before you is the May 2025 budget to actual report. All budgets should have 58.33% remaining. Overall, we're trending well at 64.22% remaining for the general fund, which is a little less than 6% ahead of where we should be ending the month of May. So we are in good shape. Departments in blue are trending slightly above, but there are no concerns at this time. I did want to recognize the departments in green have spent less year to date in 2025 than they did in 2024 for the same time period. So those are Board of Commissioners, Elections, Public Relations, Technology Services, Animal Services, Fire Rescue was added this month, EMA, Coroner, Planning and Development, and Cooperative Extension. Enterprise budgets are also trending well, and they're 18% ahead of the ideal remaining percentage. Finance continues to monitor the budget closely and work with the departments on amendments as needed.
Okay, very good. Thank you. Are there any questions regarding that information?
Thank you. You're welcome.
Any questions, Dr. Williams?
The blue items. Tell me about the blue items.
So some of them, for instance, in the comments section, some of them have the clerk of courts had an annual software fee, so that was paid, and earlier in the year. So as the year goes on, that will level out. So it's just showing a little bit ahead, as well as tax commissioner, but that will level out. Some of them are also paid quarterly, so they show ahead of the percentage, such as EMS, the agencies, which are your Viewpoint Health, CASA, the Coalition, DFACS, and CREDC. Those are paid in installments, so those will show a little bit ahead of the percentage, just depending on when the check was cut. The same goes for economic development, but there's no concerns as far as going over at this time.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you. And thank you for the comments section too, so that the citizens are able to have a little bit more information where we're trending. So I appreciate that.
You're welcome.
All right. At this time, I'd like to call Deputy Director Susan Morgan up and Director Christine Carney for Parks and Recreation. All right. We have acknowledgements. And I'm going to come down and present if y'all would like to join me. Very good. Y'all can stand over here with us. All right. So first, Sean, we're going to talk about you for just a moment. All right. So it's always exciting when we get great feedback from the community about some of the team members in Rockdale County government. So we had a wonderful comments from not only Susan, but also people in the community. So I wanted to let everybody know that Sean Bell, who's been with us a long time, is the leader of the team that works to implement the Energy Assistance Program called, how do you say it? LIHEAP. LIHEAP, okay. This is a collaborative program that is implemented under Sean's leadership and helps many, many seniors each summer and winter. Our collaborative partner who receives funding for this program is Partnership for Community Action, which is located over at Restoration Storehouse. This partner comes to the Senior Center multiple days a year to register seniors for the program. Our collaboration includes publicizing and assisting seniors with sign-up and preparing paperwork that helps the seniors establish eligibility for the program. So, outstanding job. We want to present this to you. We're so excited for all the great things you're doing for our seniors in the community, and I know your knowledge and experience with the county is very meaningful to so many families.
Thank you.
So we appreciate you. Do you want to come over here and we can take a picture?
Get away from here.
And Sean, how can people contact you who are interested in the program?
Well, we start calling. Well, they start calling in about. Well, the heating starts in November and December, and the seniors can start calling in at that time. We collect the list of seniors that will be interested in the program. Then we reach out to them. It's a back and forth.
Okay.
And then for the cooling, we start in April and May. So it's a back and forth type of, yes.
Okay, great.
So I have a question.
Yes.
So is it just for seniors or is it for others with disabilities?
For those that we start early on, we start in November and December for those that are 65 and older. For those that are 64 and under, we start those in January and February.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
Okay.
Yes.
Chair, I just wanted to add that this program is really helpful to our community. Did a quick calculation, and it has benefited people in our community $327,000 and 600 since May.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
That's great. Okay, now on to Miss Kaylee Cooper. So we received a letter from Mr. Charles Jordan. Yeah, I'm sure you probably know who that is. And he said that he'd like to call our attention to your good work. Said, I'm disabled and homebound, and Ms. Cooper has been invaluable in assisting me with applications for heating and cooling assistance and the necessary follow-up to bring my applications to a successful conclusion. Her assistance was definitely above and beyond and should be noted. I hope the board will be able to pass along to Ms. Cooper my appreciation and thanks. And so certainly we want you to be acknowledged today for your good work and great representation to the citizens of the community, and know that this will be added to your personnel file. Thank you. You're welcome. Would you like to say a few words about the work you do? Okay. Well, I'm sure Susan could talk about the work that you do. Director Morgan, would you like to say a few words?
Kiana's trying to be a little shy today, but she is a valuable asset to our program. She works very, very well with everyone and really helps the citizens of our community. So we are very appreciative of Kiana.
Thank you. And so my apologies for mispronouncing your name. I went by his letter. My apologies. So Kiana Cooper, here is your certificate in honor of your excellent work in Rockdale County. Thank you. All right. So let's get a picture if we can. All right. We'll move over just a little bit that way. Thank you. At this time, we'll entertain public comment if we have any cards. Okay, thank you. Yes. All right, Miss Tiffany Howard. Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning, Commissioner Smith, Commissioner Williams, and thank you, Madam Chair, for inviting me down to the Rockdale County Board of Commissioners.
Yes, glad to have you today.
Thank you. My name is Tiffany Howard. I'm the resident of Conyers, and I'm the founder of Stimulate America, Inc. We're a 501c3 nonprofit corporation, and we've served the community since 2009. On June 12th in Atlanta, we began our Magnolia Club Jobs, Housing, and Resources for Seniors North Georgia Tour, which is a one-stop hub of solutions for seniors age 60 and over, and making it accessible in one place in one day. Attendees to the Magnolia Club North Georgia Tour engaged with AARP, Senior Job Opportunities, Atlanta Housing Authority for Affordable Housing. They were able to apply for programs like SNAP, Medicaid, rent, mortgage, and utility assistance, Georgia Power Energy Efficiency home renovations, and more. And we also have Spanish translators to assist Latino seniors with applying for the programs offered at the event. We also provided over 350 senior attendees with lunch and 1 dozen eggs free of charge. And we gave away one of 3 of our brand new refrigerators housing the egg dozens and lunches to one of the attendees in a drawing which made history inside of the Atlanta City Hall atrium. And now we're excited to bring the Magnolia Club Jobs, Housing, and Resources for Seniors North Georgia Tour to Conyers. And all Rockdale County resources for seniors are invited to participate. We have paid the fee to host our tour at the J.P. Carr Community Center on Thursday, July 31st. However, I'm here to inform you that we must reschedule our date.
Oh, okay.
I ask that you hold our payment, and we may work together with the county in lockstep to schedule a more feasible date. And so I would love to talk to either of you, especially Chairwoman Ms. Van Ness. We've met before, so I look forward to hearing back from you so that we can plan our event to serve as best we can. I'd love to have a larger turnout if possible.
Okay,
And I'd
that
love
would
for-
be great. And I'll direct you to Director Christine Carney,
Yes.
who will be glad to help you today with that.
Okay, thank you so
Thank
much.
you for bringing those resources to Rockdale. We'll look forward to hearing when your new date is.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you.
All right, have a good day.
Bye-bye.
Okay, at this time, we have the approval of the agenda. Are there?
I move to approve the agenda as
Okay.
published.
Madam Chair, I second that motion.
I have a motion and a second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
And approval of the minutes from July 8th, 2025.
Madam Chair, I move to approve the minutes as presented.
I second the motion.
I have a motion and a second. All in favor say aye.
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 The motion carries. As for unfinished business, we have policies for fees regarding parks and recreation facilities.
Okay, so item 2025-310 are policies for the fees for 2021-2-8 as amended for parks and recreation facilities, the fee schedule. At the last board meeting, this item was deferred. Would the board like to take this back up this morning or move to defer it to the next board meeting?
Did we pass everything but the fees for Costly Mill, or did we
No, it was completely deferred.
deferred the entire
Yes.
thing? Okay.
So I'd be ready to move forward. I know that the COO Sanders did make a recommendation yesterday for an increase in fees for costly mill rental for $200 in addition to the fees that are currently listed.
Yes.
You want to go over that for us?
I will, and PR should have it and be pulling it up. But in the meantime, the only thing that was changed was the event center rentals. So what I did was I took the fee that we're charging now and added $200 to each of those. So for Tuesday through Thursday, instead of the $1,200, it would be $1,050 for the 7-hour, and then it would be $1,700 for 12-hour. Fridays and Sundays, it would be $1,250 for the 7-hour and $2,000 for the 12-hour. Saturday, it would be $1,500 for the 7-hour and $2,300 for the 12-hour. Under other wedding packages, large pavilion, I also only raised those $200, so it would be $950 for the 7-hour and $1,450 for the 12-hour. The beach ceremony would be $1,100 and $1,650 for the 12-hour. The gazebo ceremony would be $1,100 and $1,650 for the 12-hour. And then the event center group event, which is not a wedding rental, that's just a group rental, Tuesday through Sunday, would be $650 as the rate rather than the $800. And these are raising each of those just $200 while the new director has time to go in and evaluate what those fees should look like. Everything else on the proposal remains the same.
Okay. And can we have Deputy Director Bing, if you'd like to tell us a little bit about Costly Mill and how people can access rental for us, please? Thank you. Good morning.
Commissioners. So if you would like to book Costly Meal, you'll call our main line. We have 2 event coordinators that can book reservations. Our office hours are Tuesday through Friday from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. So our office hours do differ from the park hours. The phone number is 770-278-7209.
All right, and the easiest way to book a rental is online, would you say? Is that pretty easy?
Well, no,
Can you do that?
not for Costly Meal.
Okay,
You'll have
so
to
they
come
need
in
to
and
call.
schedule an appointment to book
Okay.
the rentals there.
Can they call and schedule an appointment?
Yes, we
Okay.
have an appointment calendar. When they call, we put them
Okay.
on the calendar, send
All
a
right.
confirmation email of their appointment, and they come in and book that way.
Okay, great. And what's the phone number for them to call if they're interested?
The phone number at Costly Mill, the main number is 770-278-7209.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
All right. Okay. Do we have a motion?
No, I don't. I like I'm really happy with what has changed since We talked yesterday.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'll go ahead and make a motion that we approve the proposed fees per discussion.
I second that motion.
Okay, I have a motion and a second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, the motion carries unanimously. All right.
Okay, we're down to new business. Item 347 with Lexipol LLC through the Fire Rescue Department. This is to provide a comprehensive web-based policy management and training platform. The amount is $52,381.10. This is at 1 year with automatic renewals until terminated. This is to the general fund and is a budgeted item.
Madam Chair, I move to approve this contract as presented.
I second the motion.
I have a motion and a second. I did have a question for Chief Robinson. Can you tell us, have we used this software program before?
The fire department has not, no ma'am. There are multiple jurisdictions around us, including actually some major governments have used it. Other agencies or other departments in the county may have used Lexipol before. This is very public safety specific, and it really helps us keep our policies in order. It really helps us reduce administrative staffing because it's an outside agency that's helping us make sure our policies and procedures. You imagine it with us being an all hazards agency and hazmat and all of the different things we do to try to keep up with all of the National Fire Protection Association codes and just staying on top of that is really a couple of full-time jobs. So this really puts that back onto on a professional service.
Okay, very good. And so just to help me understand, so once they've updated it this year and the work that you'll do with them, do we have to renew, or what is our obligation and need with that program?
So the good thing about it is a one-time upfront cost.
Okay.
The renewal is much cheaper than the upfront cost. It takes
That's
about
good.
a year to implement this. The renewal's $16,000 a year instead of the $58,000. So that $38,000 is just really the startup cost of this thing. We do not have to renew it, and whatever the policy book at the time that we've put together will then become our policies, and we can download them, and they'll be our PDFs, and we can change them if we want. The great thing about this platform is everyone in the fire department will have a login to it, and they will actually send out daily training, and it'll actually help with our ISO ratings and other things.
Okay.
We're also going to start working on accreditation, which I'm excited about. And when we start working on that, this is going to be a big part of that. One of the biggest things with accreditation is making sure that we have all of our policies in place. But this will send out those training, and then our staff will actually have to go in there, read it. They'll sit around the breakfast table, talk about these policies. They'll go back and sign off on it, saying they understand the policy. And that way, if there's no question whether or not they're actually looking at our policies and knowing what we stand for and what will keep them and the citizens of Rockdale safe.
That sounds like a great structure.
It really is.
Where I know you're taking the fire department. So thank you very much.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
All right, I have a motion and a second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
The motion carries.
Okay, item 348 is with Nakia Gaither through the Superior Court for part-time surveillance officer through the Adult Accountability Courts. This is a renewal of the contract not to exceed $35,000 through December 31st, 2025. This is grant funded and is a budgeted item.
I move to approve this contract as presented.
Madam Chair, I second the motion.
I have a motion and a second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
The motion carries.
Item 349 is with RR&B Associates Contractors through the General Services Department. This is change order number 2 to contract 2024-141. It is for additional items for the renovation of Fire Station number 5. The amount is $42,710.30. This is SPLOST funded and is a budgeted item.
Madam Chair, I move to approve this contract as presented.
I second the motion.
I have a motion and a second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Item 350 is with Marchman Consulting through the Finance Department. This is to develop a grants management policy and procedures. The amount is not to exceed $100 per hour for 1 year with option to renew 2 additional 1-year terms. This is through the general fund and is a budgeted item.
I move to approve the contract as presented.
Can I get some clarification on why we need this?
Yeah, Austin, can you address the podium, please? Good morning.
Good
Could you tell
morning.
us a little bit about this need? First, start by telling us about your department and your colleagues, what your goal is in that department.
So our goal right now is to build a policies and procedures to ensure that any time that we do have an audit issue come up, that we do have it there on hand that's signed off by the board that we can go ahead and submit. Right now, we do not have one, and that's why we need to bring in Marchman Consulting to go ahead and build that to ensure that nothing happens in the future.
Can you talk about the revenue recovery that you're working on?
So right now, we're going through all the grants that we have now to ensure that we have all of the reimbursements requested and all the drawdowns actually submitted to ensure that we have all the money back that we have actually used.
And you're going back to what year?
2023.
Okay.
And Madam Chair, if I might add just a little bit, I work very closely with Austin and the grants division as well. And what we're lacking is also processes, because as you're probably aware, every grant is not the same. And there is a lot that we have to do on the front end and the back end to maintain those funding levels and to make sure that we stay in compliance. Just receiving the award is just the first step, but making sure you're turning in the required reports and you're able to draw down the funds and that kind of thing. So I think this will really help shore up that process and make sure that we can maintain a lot of the grants and even go after and be more proactive in receiving grants.
And
It is-
I think part of the important part of especially the job you do is that oftentimes when we get grants, we know they're coming and we expend funds up front, but we don't necessarily do as good of a job maybe matching those expenditures and requesting reimbursement. So I think, how much money have y'all gotten lately?
I believe it's close to 500,000.
Okay.
And this way, this is going to make us more proactive instead of reactive for any grants and any money that or funding that we receive.
This is also not adding to the budget, so they have 2 positions that have remained unfilled this year. So that's where the funding will come from.
Okay.
Just to,
And I agree with that because especially with the climate, we don't know if any grants are going to be given, so it's probably not smart to invest in filling those positions. So this would be the
We've already
Smart.
had 7 postponed as
yeah.
of this
See
year.
exactly.
Wow.
So it would make sense to have a consultant that you can use as needed, right?
Yes, ma'am.
All
And that way we know that we can allocate funds to make sure that we do use all of the funding that we do have available. And that way we can get everything used without having to file for an extension or see what the presidential administration does.
Right.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you and your team for your good work.
Thank you.
Madam Chair, I second the motion.
All right, I have a motion and a second. All in favor say aye. Aye. The motion carries.
Item 351 is a requisition through the Water Resources Department for Orbis Intelligence Systems. This is 50 Smart Cap external hydrant caps for base solutions. The amount is $78,750. This is through the Water Enterprise Fund and is a budgeted item.
Do you want to keep going on some of these contracts?
I do want to keep going.
Okay.
All right. So item 352 is a requisition through the Water Resources Department for Eaton Corporation for electronic parts and installation for 4 pumps at the water treatment plant. The amount is $37,285. This is through the Water Enterprise Fund and is a budgeted item. Item 353 is a requisition through the General Services Department for DCR Media and Systems Incorporated for the camera, audio, and video equipment for the Superior Courtroom through Judge Wood. The amount is $56,407.97. This is SPOS funded and is a budgeted item.
Excuse me, just one question. How is this used and what is used now? Is this replacing anything? Oh, he's not here today.
Brittany is here for Director Hammond this
okay.
morning.
Yes.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Morning.
So currently the system has not been updated since Judge Nation was the judge. So this is really to be able to allow the employees and the attorneys to view the courts on their screen. This system replaces the entire courtroom audio and visual system that's existing, and it makes it compatible to the current courtroom systems that are in the rest of your typical courtroom setup.
Okay.
So right now it's
So our other courts have these as well? Right
yes, other courts. This is to bring the system up to the standard.
And this will be using a new facility as well?
Yes.
Okay.
So
we
it
won't
can
have
be
to buy anything
moved to the
else.
new facility? Or is it going to stay in place?
No, it will stay in the courtroom because these will be the overflow courtroom for large cases. So, and that's why we're paying for it from the SPLOST funds, which are allocated for the renovation of the existing courthouse.
Okay, I see.
So the system has been patched throughout the years, and it's time to fully bring it up to what's really needed.
Sure. Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So would you like to take the 3 requisitions together?
I move to approve these 3 requisitions as presented.
Madam Chair, I second the motion.
Okay, I have a motion and second for the 3 items. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
The motion carries.
Okay, and I'll do the next few expenditure requests collectively. Item 355 is an expenditure request through Metro Materials to the Transportation Department for materials purchased to replace the Sheriff's Office parking lot. The amount is $18,552.88, and this is through the general fund. Item 356 is an expenditure request through Velasio Technology through the Technology Services Department for McCorma Plan and Support Renewal. The amount is $27,153.50. This is through the general fund and is a budgeted item.
Excuse me, did we skip 354?
Oh, I'm sorry. We'll go back to 354.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. And then item 354 is an expenditure request through Air Products and Chemicals through the Water Resources Department. This is for liquid oxygen deliveries, surcharges, energy charges, and hazmat delivery charges. The amount is $17,241.47. This is through the Water Enterprise Fund and is a budgeted item. Item 357 is an expenditure request for Quicket Solutions through the Technology Services Department. This is the annual subscription software for code enforcement and court solutions. The amount is $56,710. This is through the general fund and is a budgeted item. Item 358 is an expenditure request through the computer software. This is for Planning and Development Department for the magnet maintenance and licensing contract. The amount is $40,529.52. This is through the general fund and is a budgeted item.
Madam Chair, I move to approve these expenditures as requested.
I second the motion.
Okay, I had a question about Quicket. I know that I'd like to do a little bit of research on that program because I know we've had a lot of complaints from code enforcement. And I think the request for that software comes out of the magistrate court. Maybe you could address that.
When you say the request for the, first of all, good morning.
Good morning.
And
Chair,
good
and good
morning.
morning, Commissioners.
Good morning.
When you say the request comes out of the
So
magistrate
my
court,
understanding was code enforcement uses that program because
Correct.
it was prescribed by the court judge for
Yeah.
magistrate.
I guess I'm not following the part when you say prescribed by the magistrate
She
court.
mandates that they use it.
Yes, because it has been, from our understanding, a preference of hers and for them to use it, but now I think they are all on the same page and they are willing to, and they have been looking at additional vendors in order to replace that software moving forward. But prior to now, it was a scenario where the magistrate court was requesting to hold on to the software.
Okay. So, because I've heard a number of complaints about the software, primarily the length of time that it takes to complete a report on that software. So I wonder if we could defer this contract to the next board meeting, or is there an ending date that's coming up soon?
Well, if you defer it to the next meeting, they would not be able to switch a software in a month's time. Usually, especially when it's a multi-component application that's being used by multiple, you have to fulfill the full software application life cycle, and that usually takes like 12 to 18 months if you properly select and properly install the software application.
Okay. And so I know that planning and development also uses another program, Magnet.
Yes.
And that doesn't have any opportunities for code enforcement in Magnet, or
The software applications provide two different functions.
okay.
And Magnet would not satisfy the services that Quicket is providing to the end users.
Okay.
And they have been, both departments and the magistrate court has been working for some time now with technology services in order for them to address this software issue. But first, they had to get to the point where they were willing to let the current software application go. And they're just getting to that point. And then after you do that, they need to properly define their business processes. And until they properly define their business processes, whichever application they decide to go with, they will have the same scenario. So once they properly define their business processes, then we can work with them in order to assist them in identifying a new software application.
Okay.
But there are several steps that have to be completed or the software application would not be successful.
Okay. And what are the terms of, is regarding, like, if we in 6 months had a new software, what are the terms? Is it only annual subscription?
Given the 6 months will be a very ambitious date, because first, like I made reference to, if a component does not properly define their business process, yes, we can buy a new software application tomorrow. But if your business, because that is one of the things that technology services has determined in working with the different departments that are using Quicket. For example, since they've initially started using the software applications, there were things in their environment that they wanted the software to complete. But because they did not properly define those on the front end, they had to work with the vendor after acquiring the software in order to get the software closer to a point of what they wanted to do. That's not the proper way to acquire new software. Right. First, you should properly define what your business process is. Then you properly define what it is you would like a new software to do. Then you complete a gap analysis, basically defining the difference between your current existing environment and where it is you would like to go. Those are some of the preliminary steps that should take place prior to acquiring the software. If you do not complete those steps on the front end, you end up with a product that the end users say the software doesn't work, but that's not what's going on.
Right.
The software does work. The software works as to how the manufacturer created it to work. The question then is, does the software properly work for the end user?
Right.
So until the proper pre-planning is completed, that's when you can properly acquire a software that actually works for the desired business process.
Okay. Very good.
So Quicket is what's been used,
Yes.
and we need to renew this contract for another year. So let me just get clear in my head. So they are looking at something different down the road, but we need this until that other is completely developed and ready to transfer.
Right.
Did I get that right?
All offices using the product has to be on the same page, and they all have to be in agreement as to which software application they would like to move forward with.
Okay.
That has been part of the standstill, is getting all of them on the same page because they wanted to use different things.
Gotcha. Thank you.
Okay. Very good. Thank you.
You're welcome.
So you had a motion and a second for the expenditure requests.
Okay. And I'll call the question. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye, except if you'll note for the record, a nay for 2025-357.
Is that you saying nay?
Yes.
So
sorry.
I'm
My
thinking that
apologies.
we will have to redo that vote. You've got one,
Okay.
that would be you voting against all of the expenditure requests.
Okay.
So does someone want to restate the motion to approve the
So I move to
354
approve
354?
expenditure
356.
request 356 and 358.
No.
Is that
No,
what we need to do?
I could do it. I motion
Okay.
to approve expenditures 354 through 356
Okay.
as presented.
Oh, 354, it goes all the way back.
And 358?
Are we doing that one too? Okay, and 358.
Okay. It's a motion. Didn't you seconded it, Commissioner Williams?
Yeah, I second it.
Okay.
I have a motion and a second. All in
Okay,
favor,
but-
say
but
aye.
Wait a second. We did this already. so
You did.
I thought we were redoing it.
To take out
So
We're
there's
taking
a-
out 357.
We're going to
We're doing
vote on
it
357 individually.
Okay.
You've got it right. There was a motion to
Okay.
approve item
Yep.
354 through 356 and 358.
Got
You
it.
seconded that. The chair called for the vote.
Okay,
Okay.
I'm ready.
All right, so I have a motion and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
The motion carries.
Okay, item 357.
I move to approve this expenditure request as presented.
Madam Chair, I second the motion.
I have a motion and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Nay.
All right.
The motion carries.
Okay. Item 359 is a budget amendment through the Finance Department through the General Fund to reduce human resources, education, and training in the amount of $40,800.
Madam Chair, I move to approve this amendment as presented.
I second the motion, but I'd like to discuss.
Okay.
Sure.
My initial concern was we were reducing education and training for our employees, which, as an educator, I'm always thinking education and training are vital in any field at any level so that we have a really top-notch staff and working, employees. My understanding is the reduction is so that there's not travel outside of the county.
Is that right?
Good morning,
Good morning.
Madam Chair and Commissioners. Commissioner Williams, that's a great question. So we actually did take a look at and review and restructure our focus on education and training. So there is travel outside of the county, but we did reduce the travel that we were doing outside of the county. So we do have a wonderful learning and development administrator right here locally. We offer a wide range of training classes. So the focus for this year, we were still able to bring some of those external training classes, and we just brought them here in the county. We hosted them here. Jazz Schools was able to facilitate that. He was able to create the curriculum. We do a quarterly calendar where we're offering conscious communication, resiliency training, leadership development. So we were able to do that and just restructure how we were doing the training. So still offering those quality training courses, still looking at how we do the trainings, but not all of them having to be outside of the county. So that was what the refocus was.
So we have not reduced any of the education and training programs that we have been doing in the past.
That's correct. Restructure, refocus. Even with Toastmasters, and I'm just going to do a little plug. We're calling it Speak Bold Rockdale. So I'm excited about that. So we just redid it a little bit differently. Again, we have someone in-house, so just focusing on that internal portion, and even the individual departments taking a look at their education and training budget and where they can bring those things in-house. So that's what we did. So not reducing, restructuring. That makes sense.
It does. Thank you.
Okay.
All
Questions?
right.
You had a motion and a second.
Okay, so all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
The
Thank
motion
you.
carries. And Director Holmes, let me thank you for your department assessing where your budget is
Yes.
and for returning those funds back to the general fund. We appreciate that very much.
Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Okay, item 360 is surplus of equipment. And just a reminder, the website to check out for any government surplus equipment is at www.govdeals.com. First is with the Sheriff's Office, and the second one is through Technology Services Department.
I move to declare these items as surplus as presented.
Madam Chair, I second the motion.
I have a motion and a second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
The motion carries.
Item 361 is with Airmark Correctional Services through the Sheriff's Office. This is the agreement for food services for Rockdale County Jail. It's change order number 2 to contract 2022-177. It's an increase to the unit cost by 2% and to extend the term through August 31st, 2025, and this is through the general fund.
Do we know what that percentage is, or is it based on what they order?
So it is 2%. So
No,
that means the per meal cost right now is 1.807, and it's increasing to 1.847. But this is only through August 31st because there actually is a bid in process that's being reviewed. So you'll see a new contract coming before you in August. So it's just to extend it that little time period.
Okay, all right. Madam Chair, I move to approve this contract as presented.
I second the motion.
I have a motion and a second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. The motion carries.
Item 362 is with the Atlanta Regional Commission through the Planning and Development Department. This is the memorandum of agreement for the Community Development Assistance Program for the housing assessment. The amount is the $10,000 local contribution. The term is June 1st, 2025 through May 31st, 2026. This is through the general fund and is a budgeted item.
I move to approve this contract as presented.
Madam Chair, I second the motion.
I have a motion and a second. Any questions?
So I'm just really excited that we're having a housing assessment. They'll tell us what is our stock of housing. And ARC also looks at what is it that we're going to need in the future. And I think that will really be beneficial in our zoning issues and what it is that an outside agency deems that's going to be necessary for Rockdale County.
Right. I mean, I would agree. I think a lot of the citizens would say we're full and we don't need any more housing. But let me just caution everybody to think about the need for ranch-style homes for a lot of our seniors who don't want to have steps to their home and things like that. So there are some targeted needs that I think this assessment will be able to reveal and give clarity to the board as we move forward. So. We have a motion and a second. At this time, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
The motion carries.
Item 363 is a requisition through the General Services Department for Yancey Power Systems for supply and install oil rack system for the truck bay at Fleet Services. The amount is $35,015.34. This is host funded and is a budgeted item.
Madam Chair, I move to approve this requisition as presented.
I second the motion.
I have a motion and a second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. The motion carries.
Item 364 are amendments to the Rockdale County Employee Classification and Pay Plan through the Human Resources Department. The first one is for stormwater, and the second one is for the tax commissioner.
Okay.
And I believe Director
Director, would you
Holmes
like
is-
to address
okay.
those?
Good morning again. Yes, item 2025-364, proposed amendments to the Rockdale County Employee Classification and Pay Plan. The first one for stormwater is an arborist position. That position would actually be housed in stormwater, but it would support both the initiatives for stormwater as well as planning and development. I will share financial impact for 10 pay periods, which would be the remaining pay periods for this year, including benefits, would be $22,962.80 for that position.
And with that position, I know we have talked about doing someone part-time, a consultant, but right now, the way this is listed, this position is pretty critical because of all the development going on in the community and our efforts to save our tree canopy and make sure that development happens in the correct manner.
Right.
And so there would be weekly inspections.
And this is going to be a full-time position. And it is enterprise fund as well, so I want to point that out because of the stormwater.
Okay.
All right. The next position that we have is, the tax commissioner, and that is the delinquent tax officer. This is actually a review from the previous BOC meeting, and this one is back before you at this time. And the financial impact for that one on remaining 10 pay periods, $27,131.23, and that would be for general fund for the delinquent tax officer.
Okay, and so when we talk about this, I've met with Deputy Director Chris Tutt, and I've spoken to Commissioner Tisa Smart Washington. So this position, we have millions of dollars of taxes that are uncollected, and so the purpose for those positions is going to be to obviously collect those funds and move forward. And some of the properties are actually not in the best of condition, so it'll help us clean up some of the unsightly properties that may be blight in our community. And the other thing is that the revenue they'll receive will pay directly
offset the cost for this position.
Yes, and so this will give them more opportunities to collect on those dollars.
And he also focused on just service and making sure that it was accuracy, doing the research in terms of having someone dedicated to this role is going to be instrumental for the county as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right, do I have a motion?
I move to approve the amendments as presented.
Madam Chair, I second the motion.
I have a motion and a second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
The motion carries. And at this time, do we have any board comments today?
Oh, yes. But I have to get them out.
All right. Do you want to start?
Okay.
Okay. She's looking.
Oh, all right. Thank you. We had an awesome food drive on last week. It was last Thursday. We were able to give away, we had 150 boxes, but we had other things that were backed up. So it was over 150 food contributions that we were able to make. It was very eye-opening to see that there's a great need in our community. And it was also so fulfilling to be able to just do a little something for the people here. And I do want to say to those people that came out, thank you so much. And just to remind you that we understand, we understand, we hear you, and we see you, and we definitely care. Thank you again for coming out for that. And also, just to remind you, another way that the county is going to help is with our One Rock Back to School drive. And that's going to be on this Saturday. It's going to be the county, the city, and the school board will be giving away school supplies to our youth on Saturday the 26th from 10 to 2, and it's going to be at the Lawn and Wheeler Park in our blue lot. And we invite everyone to come out to get those supplies and get that little bit leg up, that little bit of help that we can give you during that time. And also, I want to thank our Parks and Recreations Department for Arts for the Ages event. That was so great. If you have not participated in that or come to see it, it is a combination of Arts for the Ages. All ages participate with our Parks and Recreation Department. I'll let Commissioner Williams elaborate on that. And that is it for me. But I would like to leave you this, that the smallest act of kindness is worth more than the grandest intention. Thank you.
So we had an opportunity to attend the national conference in Philadelphia this year. And I just came home super excited about everything. First off, NACO celebrated 10 years of the Stepping Up initiative. And we were one of the first counties in Georgia, I think we were fourth or fifth, to sign on to that, to sign that resolution. There are still only about 450, 500 counties in the nation that have signed that resolution. There's over 3,000 counties in the nation. I was surprised at that. But the work that is moving forward in those counties where Stepping Up has been adopted and is really, people are serious about it, has made a change in people's lives. And so it was really fun to hear the stories of changes for people, for communities, because of Stepping Up. And I was really pleased that we were one of the first to adopt that and develop it. The other piece that I was really excited about was I'm a member of the Health Health Steering Committee, which is part of where Stepping Up came under. But I'm also part of the Arts and Culture Innovation Council. And I don't have time to talk about all of the stuff on my 3 pages. But I do want to mention a couple of things. One, we did the Arts for the Ages. Susan Morgan did a fabulous job coordinating that, and especially with working with Parks and Rec, because it was the children and the seniors. At NACO, they took us on an arts tour. They called it their Masterpiece Mural Tour, Arts Tour. And Commissioner Smith and Director Rutledge and Katrina and I all attended that, which was really exciting. That top picture is a mural of all of the different innovations and inventions that have come out of the city of Philadelphia. The second picture is really interesting to me because that one was a group of youth that they had organized into a program. And they would get them together, and they gave them they had a whole lot of different pieces of clothing out. And so the child would then choose the piece of clothing that reflected what they were representing. And they had to share with how that made them feel and why they chose that particular outfit. So this young girl apparently was very, very shy and did not have much to say at all. And she was the one that was picked. The mural was painted by the same woman who did Michelle Obama's presidential picture. And so you can see some of the similarities in the clothing that was done. The tour guide talked about how the skin color of all of this artist's paintings is gray, so that it doesn't identify with anyone, but it identifies with everyone. And the really interesting thing about Philadelphia is that with these murals in the last 40 years, she asked, how many murals do you think have been created? And the guesses were 120, 500. Over 4,000 murals have been painted around the city. That adds to the feel of the city and makes you feel proud. It gives you a sense of place. They pay for it. That was my big question. How do you pay for that? They pay for it because their impact fees, 1% of their impact fees is dedicated for their mural arts program. I know other communities who also take a percentage of their impact fees for the arts. And so my goal is for us to think about that, to look at how can we get more arts into our community, because arts is where people want to go to a community because of the arts, and it doesn't necessarily have to be just visual arts. It could be painting, it could be sculpture, but it could be music festivals, it could be, theatrical performance. I mean, there's a whole wide variety, poetry, that gives people a sense of pride in where they live and an opportunity to engage in a way that excites your imagination. And that's what people need, especially in these difficult times. We need to be able to excite our imaginations and look at the possibilities. It's easy to look at all the problems, but we need to be able to look at the possibilities. So I came home And Commissioner Smith and Katrina said, I wish we had some murals in Conyers, and we have two. We have two downtown. They did not know that the county had a mural on the wall of the J.P. Carr gym. So after we got home, in fact, it was the day after we got home, I went to J.P. Carr, took a picture of that, and sent it to them. Now, another really interesting thing about that was that when I got there, there was a young man who said to me, he didn't know who I was. He said to me, there's trash, there's litter, there's nothing in that AED box, and the grass is really high. And so I said, well, you're speaking to the right person, and I can see about making some changes on that. And so his name is, let me tell you what his name is, J. Jared Luke, and he does Labor J Painting. He went to his car, picked out gloves, and he was literally picking up the trash himself. And so I wanted to recognize him, and I texted him yesterday because I had gotten his number and let him know that I was going to recognize him today for that citizen interest and concern and taking some level of responsibility when it was not his. It's ours. And so there is a lot of goodness in this world, and I have great visions for Rockdale County. Those are my comments. Oh, I have one more thing. I did get this quote from NACO. You don't raise to the level of your goals. You fall to the level of your systems. So we need to be thinking and making sure that our systems support the goals that we have.
So, Madam Chair and Commissioners, we do have a quick little video of NACO, since we're in the NACO space right now, if we want to play that real quick.
Sure, that would be great. It was their 90th anniversary, and that's what that sign was, NACO 90. Very good.
Can I add something? I'm sorry. Congratulations, Director Rutledge, on your
Yes,
appointment
thank you.
during NACO.
Thank you.
Well, as you ladies know, I had the best of intentions, and I also went to Philadelphia. However, I sat in class for about 40 minutes, made a couple of connections, and then got a text that my daughter was going into emergency surgery, and she is well. She delivered our first granddaughter several weeks early. And so my granddaughter's name is Harper Elise Jones, and we're just tickled, of course, with her, and her parents are both doing great, and I'm just so grateful that they are so natural at parenting. So very excited for them, and thank you for all the good wishes in the community. I really appreciate it. So I also wanted to announce that we have been having a Veterans Day committee working hard on becoming a more patriotic community, and so that means a lot of positive things are coming down the pipeline. Right now, our focus has been creating a Veterans Day parade, so I'm excited to share with you. You'll see more news coming out soon. That parade will be on Saturday, November 8th, so a couple days before Veterans Day, and we will be able to celebrate as a community also with many neighbors throughout the state that we feel like will be very interested in this opportunity to make us unique. I feel like right now for 4th of July, it's a fight for where you go and how you get engaged on the celebration. But for Veterans Day, I think we're very, historically, we've been very proactive in working with our veterans, thanks to good people like Tommy Clack and our Walk of Heroes Committee, and of course, our VFW and American Legion. The report back is very good. Jennifer Rutledge also was there, and so we have a lot of exciting things going on. We are looking for our veterans to attend that day, as well as have some military vehicles. We'll have our local high school bands and the JROTC program. In addition, we've already had commitments from some companies who want to be in the parade and show their support. And so we are continuing to garner interest. And so anybody that is interested in participating can certainly reach me here at the county or Director Rutledge, and we'd be glad to help include you in that process. We will meet again on Monday, August 24th at 5 p.m. and that will be in the administrative building right here, and that will be at 5 o'clock in room 106. What is the address, Jennifer?
So that's 958 Millstead Avenue, Conyers 30012, and it is room 106.
Okay, so the parade route this year for the Veterans Day Parade, it will be at 2 p.m. on that Saturday. It will go from Rockdale High School to the Methodist Church, so it'll be straight down Main Street. We feel like that'll give people plenty of space to spread out and have good seats and views of the parade. We'll also welcome golf carts in the parade, as well as vintage cars and other vehicles, so feel free to reach out to us. We also have a concert. It's one of our second in the series. It'll be this Sunday from 5 to 7 p.m. at the Lawn, which is located at 1400 Parker Road. So bring your chairs. And there is a parking fee of $5. But otherwise, there will be vendors for you to choose whatever you'd like to eat for dinner or bring your own picnic. You're welcome to do that. And Tattoo You will be a cover band for the Rolling Stones. So it should be a lot of fun. And we invite you to come out with your friends and family. And then last, I wanted to mention that impact fees are very important to us in Rockdale County. That's what every developer pays when they build. So when you do see townhomes or whatever that was permitted in previous administration, there is a good thing that we are at least collecting impact fees, and so we are going to revisit those impact fees and how they're allocated in Rockdale County. I believe this October, is that when we set it?
That's correct.
Okay, so your recommendation of the arts will certainly be part of that conversation as we try to continue to work to improve our community and make sure that we are funded for the long haul. So, all right, with that being said, I just want to thank everybody for their time and attendance today. Thank you.
Thank you.
This meeting is adjourned.